G'day fellas, and welcome back to another game of Age of Empires where we look to find out who is the supreme civilization. Is it the French on the north side here with B on the pilot? Or is it the English in the south with Mr. 04 on the pilot? No, that's not Mr. 04 Marine Lord. That is Beastie, and he's on the English, a civilization that obviously I'm a big fan of. I love seeing this civilization out. A civilization that is incredibly flexible, something that you can take into the early game, look to cause a lot of havoc with, something that you can take into the late game and be very comfortable on. Now, this is an extra special casted game because today I'm actually live over on Twitch, and when this goes up on YouTube, it's probably going to be about 24 hours, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe, or less than that rather, maybe 22 hours or so. And we will be live casting the Outback Octagon #2. So if you'd like to come and check that out, of course, I'll be leaving a link in the description to where you can watch it. But we'll be live over on Twitch. We'll be having great fun over there because it will be the inaugural day for Outback Octagon #2. Now let's get into this game and let's talk it out a little bit because this is going to be one cracker of a game. I can tell you that much because when these two titans combined, they create something absolutely monstrous. Something that you don't ever want to get your eyes on because, I tell you what, these guys, it's like Godzilla fighting up against Godzilla's brother. I'm trying to think, what's Godzilla's brother's name? I don't know. It's, look, these guys are big. They like to fight a lot. Every single time we see these two guys go up against each other, it is crazy how much it is. It's not just like the games go long, the games are hard. Like, they are actually excruciating in the amount of attacks that they've got going on there. Both Beastie and B, incredibly solid players. Beastie, obviously, the best in the world right now. B, look, there's about 12 players in my top 5. B's one of them. I'll say that much. Anyway, let's take a look at the base of B. Let's see how he's spawned. Now, one thing to note with regard to this spawn is that we actually have a pretty good trade post spawn. This is the best you will get on Lipany. So the trade posts are in the corner. Sometimes trading posts don't spawn in the corner. Sometimes they spawn like along here, and it just makes it a little bit harder to get those perfect trades coming off. And with no surprise, we do see the first landmark coming down. It's going to be the council hall for Beastie in the front of the base. Now, 3 villagers here on this council hall leads me to believe that it's probably going to be early aggression coming out of the beast. So watch out, all you people out there who don't like aggression. 3 vills on the gold still as well, which is also interesting. I'm curious exactly what he looks to achieve with this. We do see wheelbarrow coming out for B already. This is a pretty early wheelbarrow, and has started off on. Hello, how you doing? We've got the Chamber of Commerce coming in, so Beastie going to be going up against the Chamber of Commerce in this game, in this absolute, well, I think this is where it gets crazy, right? Because people laugh at the Chamber of Commerce. They're like, this landmark, it's terrible. French, they're terrible. It's like the 2 worst things in the game together, combined. But B's doing it. And not only is he just doing it against a good player, he's doing it against the best player in the world. So, look, he wouldn't be doing it if it was terrible. Let's just say that much. So I reckon, look, I'm excited. Let's just put it that way. Now, one thing to note is he's picked up a lot of upgrades early on. We've got survival techniques. We have wheelbarrow as well. So he's got maximum efficiency on these deer out here. So really, really interesting opening coming through from B. Let's ride on board with Beastie, though, because his age up's pretty close to coming through. We do already see villagers moving out to stone. So I suspected he was going to be going for an aggressive route, but it looks like it might be a little bit more of a focus on the economy as well. 158 gold in the bank, which leads me to believe that's going to be a wheelbarrow coming through. So very interesting style from Beastie. I don't think I've seen this before from him, where he's gone for 3 vills on the age up, plus the wheelbarrow after the age up. There it is now. And then into the stone. I feel like he's got to be going aggressive here with a longbow or 2. Now, he has scouted out that landmark. So he knows that B is going to be trading. The question is whether he's going to be able to stop that trade, because that's really where the power of French trade comes in. It's not in the trade itself, but rather it's in forcing the enemy to take fights that they don't want to. Whether you put a market in this corner, whether you put a market in this corner, your enemy is going to have to come. They're going to have to try and deny that. They're going to bring all their units out there and do their best to kill it. And if they can't, well, because you've stopped them, you're going to be able to take a really, really good fight. But we see now, with the age up on the other side of the map, B begins trading the trainers, or training the traders. That's probably a little bit better to say. Longbowman is coming out as well. And look at the walls coming up from B here. Already, early on in this game, he is walling up like an absolute madman, taking out the east side of the map, completely walling it off. He secures up the hunt behind the wall. Keep in mind, longbows have got bows that can go over the top of the wall. Not the type that you put in your ear, but the type that go over the walls. And, yeah, really, really nice spawn, actually, for B. When you look at how defensive this is, he's able to keep everything in. The one thing that concerns me is this wall is not close enough to the town center. Beastie could just look to get past here. You could bring 5 longbows straight through here. You might take 1 or 2 shots from the TC. Yeah, you can garrison in, and yeah, an arrow or 2 might hit you, but this is super easy to get through, and he can deny and cause quite a bit of havoc here, and we can see that longbow is looming. Look at that B. He spots out the longbow, but still continues on his way. Still heading towards that south side. He wants to cause havoc down here. And Beastie actually taking more off the stone. Is he going 3 TC English? No, he's not. Okay. Stops those vills from gathering any further gold, but does get enough for arrow slits. So probably going to be looking to put the town center on the hunt, and then maybe put an outpost on the gold somewhere. Actually, where is his gold? His gold's at the back. Okay, probably not going to be putting an outpost, but yeah, there's the hunt. So good little position for him, but there's that longbow coming through. As we suspected now, he can actually bring the villagers in to kill the longbowman. Very, very cheeky. He's almost bringing the villager in, baiting the longbow, saying, hey, come on, come a little bit closer and see what happens. At the same time, we've got a little bit of chaos being caused on the south side. He might get a villager here. Beastie going to turn around, look to try and take out the horseman. He's got that extra ranged armor. Villager runs away, hacks her bags, but we've got a second horseman coming in at the same time. That longbowman in the north getting chased down by a villager. Look at the route that it's got on it. Kill the villager, then go back to collecting hunt. And that's exactly what it did. But now on that south side, more longbows coming in. We see a villager did indeed go down. And Beastie on the defensive. Another villager. Will he get it? Oh, the villager could have gone inside the TC. He loses a second villager. That is huge. A lot of people might look at this situation and be like, he's only lost 2 villagers. It's not that bad. That's terrible. That is really bad, especially against the French. Keep in mind, the French are making villagers faster. On top of that, they've also got traders, which are coming out for free. And we can see right now that B has started trading. Now, keep in mind, these traders were for free. He's only collecting 7 gold at the moment, but I suspect he's looking to secure a trade route before he actually goes into the well, excessive amounts of traders. We do see a villager comes out. He's done a nice little route around here, looking to try and get it back. At the same time, we do see a horseman that looked to escape down here. Is that a spearman? No, not a spearman. It's a longbowman with his little palings out. And that villager looks almost certain to be going down. 7 health remaining, and indeed, it will be going down. So it's a 2-for-1 early on in this game, but B still holds a 7 villager lead at this point, which is absolutely massive. All right, well, back towards the base of B, and an interesting development here. B going to be going for a second town center. This is not something that you often see when people are looking to trade. When people look to trade, they go somewhat all or nothing. It's like, I am trading and that's it. And if you want to mess with me, you're messing with a trader. But B says, well, actually, I'm going to scale on 2 fronts. I'm going to pick up stone for a second TC. Puts it down. Wow. This is a really interesting opening because it's almost like he's gone for fake trade. It feels like fake trade. Now, I know it's not fake trade, but it feels like it's fake trade because he's not taking it seriously. He's just kind of walled himself off, and he's gone now for that second villager with the market. We'll be finding it this time. So I like the way that he really delayed this market. We're at the 8-minute mark right now, almost the 9-minute mark, and he's only just putting down this market. A lot of players, myself included, will look to get this market down early, sending out that villager around the 4-minute mark, maybe even a bit earlier than that, maybe 3 minutes 30, somewhere around that, and then start looking to get those free traders in and getting them moving down towards that south corner, or that west corner in this case, but not going to be the case here for B. Interesting style. We're right on board with Beastie, though, as he looks to get some upgrades through. +1 ranged attack going to be coming through. He's picked up a lot of eco upgrades. In fact, all the relevant ones have come through. Over on the other side, B has picked up every single eco upgrade that you could want at this point in the game. And now, Beastie going to be heading out once again, looking to spot that trade. Now remember, if he sees that trade, he needs to send out units to deny it. You can't allow a player to trade, or at least that's what it used to be. It used to be that you can't allow a player to trade. But there's a part of me that thinks that that has changed. Now, you might not think that the developers knocking 10% off the top of trade really changes much, and that trade's still really good, but it has. I'll be honest with you, it actually has knocked the numbers down. I did the maths. I actually went into a custom game, a skirmish game. I did the maths. I sat down and I said, I'm going to look at these numbers. And even if you get the best trade possible, you're looking at slightly better than a villager. So if you were to think about a villager as 40 resources per minute, a trader works out to be just slightly more than that, somewhere around the region of about 45 resources a minute. So if someone's trading, they're not getting as ahead as they used to. As long as the numbers aren't going too crazy. And that's the difference. As long as the numbers aren't too different. So what do I mean by that? I mean, as long as they don't have 15 markets sitting around the trading post making traders, then it's going to be okay. But look at this. Nice little raid attempt coming through. Beastie going to be able to deny it, though. The one thing to note, at least for me, is Beastie's on 2 town centers. He spots out the second TC from B here. Now remember, English town centers don't produce as fast as the French town centers. So technically, the French are moving into the late game at a greater speed than what the English are at this point. But on top of that, you also have trade, which has now begun and is in complete swing. 143 gold now coming through for these traders. That's a lot of gold coming through for B. And you can see he's got no villagers on gold, yet still sitting on more than 1,000 gold at this point. And take it back. It's up to 1,200 now. It's a huge amount of gold. He could pop 12 knights out of nowhere if he wanted to. Wall's starting to come up for B as well. Looking to really secure up this trade front. Now, Beastie's got a couple of ways that he can look to approach this. Nice little walls that come through. He manages to get all of the picket fences down. Keep in mind the picket fences, you've got to be so careful with them. They've only got 12 health on them. We did go for the picket fence. Doesn't find it. Still a hole in this wall over here. Actually, I say a hole. It's not really a hole. It's a picket fence. But you got to find the picket fence. That's the difference. Back in the good old days, picket fence came in with like, what was it, 200 health or something? Base health? And now it's like, it literally has 1%. Knight gonna get away. Keep in mind, we did see the healing come through. Chivalry, the unique technology for the French. So these French knights will start healing up very shortly. There they go. Be able to see little green heals above them. And Beastie gonna start pushing out, looking to force back the French player. But you're gonna be very careful on the defense here. Wants to make sure he doesn't lose any traders. And we see siege engineering now coming through for Beastie. We'll switch it over to income per minute so you can get a bit of an idea of where these guys are up to with their income. Huge income at the moment for B. A lot of villagers on food. No farm transition yet. And look at this. Look at the amount of production that's come down from 4 stables at this point. And now Beastie going to work his way through this wall. Siege engineering almost through. Now, one of the things that Beastie could do from here is look to get down a battering ram and then use that to challenge the market. If he wants to try and challenge it with units, what's going to happen is he's going to have to make a choice. Do I kill the market or do I try and keep my units alive? Obviously, he'd be investing in more resources. And look behind this. B is trying to pick up any reinforcements that are coming through. Doesn't spot anything out, but he's definitely coming for Beastie at this point. Could look for a rewall on the backside. Definitely, I'd be looking for that. Just sneak one villager through. Bring it over here. Rewall on the back, and then you know your enemy can't escape. And we can actually see B does a great job. Just refocuses his traders and says, hey guys, just come back and just trade with the Chamber of Commerce. And so Beastie comes through. If we look from his perspective, he doesn't actually see any traders. He hasn't confirmed them yet. He knows that his enemy's trading. And we can see that the single spearman is moving up towards this market. But other than this, he's got no idea about the trade. He just sees the market. He's wondering, where is the trade right now? But the numbers are starting to build at this point. And for Beastie, I'm a little bit worried. Because those archers, you can throw those away. But at this point, and there's the rewall coming through now. Where is the villager? That's a scout. There's the villagers. They were looking to come around this south side. Now, if Beastie was playing the scared game, he'd be looking to run away right now. But I tell you what, I'm a little bit worried for him. The numbers here are looking really, really good for his opponent. We head into the cinematic mode as Beastie tries his best to hold on. Longbowman looking to pick off the archers. The spears looking just to try and deal with the knights, but the numbers here are incredible from his opponent. B just absolutely engulfing the forces of Beastie completely within his knights. And it is absolute destruction rather, coming out from B. Cleans it up completely. And the traders, well, I'm sure they'll be going back to work. And indeed they are. 143 gold back in the trade bags. These guys are going back down to the corner. Really nicely played here. But we see Beastie coming through for a round 2. Hold the phone. Beastie says, I'm ready for round 2. Beastie, did you not see what happened in round 1? This is not Beastie just throwing away a whole bunch of units. I'm not sure exactly why that is. Gets walled in on the behind as well. Able to pick off one villager. Not too bad. Almost gets the second one, but it manages to line of sight. And now B able to clean up this position. B in a wonderful position at this point in the game. Up 13 vills. And remember, he is scaling with a capital S. Scaling. Still, what I find so interesting is that B never added in more traders. It's that classic case of the French where you just go for the passive traders. And I love that. I think that's so smart. He's literally just playing this civilization the normal way that you would play it, just with 6 traders. That's the difference. And it's huge. It's crazy to see the power for French right now. He's completely outscaling the English player. It's ridiculous. So where does Beastie go from here? I can't help but feel like he needs to get castle. He needs something to deal with these knights. He can try and fight it out in feudal, but as you can see, he's getting completely crushed. So whether he moves into his own knights, whether he moves into spears that have got veterancy upgrades, or whether he thinks about going into crossbows. Crossbows could be really solid here. Go on. Get him, Warwick. Not today. Not today, my little villager. Now, you guys will notice, at least some of you will, I might sound a little bit more English today. Now, I do apologize. I am currently sick. Just coming down with a cold. I shouldn't say coming down with a cold. I'm coming up with a cold because I've already had the cold and I'm hoping that I'm getting better. I'm feeling better. And especially because it's nighttime. Right now for me, it is 11:59 p.m. And this is when I should be feeling my worst, but I'm actually feeling quite good as I'm casting the game for you guys. So hopefully we're on the mend because we do obviously have Outback Octagon 2 tomorrow. And I would like to be able to cast that. But look at the numbers coming out from B. B not thinking about... You could actually, Beastie going to be heading to Imperial or to Castle Age here. Villagers a little bit dangerously positioned. B going to be coming through. He's looking for them. Able to find at the same time on the front. Falls back, but the knights on the backside do spot out that landmark. Beastie could be in trouble. There's plenty of spears for it. Does he come? Does he bring in all the knights? If I'm B right now, I bring in everybody and I go straight towards this location. Let's see what he does. More spears coming in around the town center. And B looking to try and make his way through. Lots of archers looking to try and pick them off. The knights do a great job of picking off all the spears and all the villagers are left unprotected. No, he's got the textiles through. More villagers getting pulled. Another 10 villagers brought towards the landmark. It will get up. But Beastie is in trouble right now. B is just eating him alive. 7 worker kills. Watch how much this goes up, though. At the moment, it's 7. Now it's 8. Do another one. There's 11. Look how quickly it's going up. Non-stop. It is going up to 12 worker kills now. And look at the numbers continuing to increase right now. B is absolutely taking Beastie to school. The French against the English. The late game Civ against the early game Civ. Just remember, the longer this game goes, the better it gets for the Beast. But not when you're losing vills. Not like this. 18 vills down. 19 vills down. 20 vills down. 21 vills down. Come on, guys. Get your calculators out. +1 onto that. He's just picking up more. Look at this. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible stuff. 22 worker kills in total. Beastie now down 33 villagers. This is not a good position for the English player. But if there is one thing the English have got going for them, it is defense. If there is a civilization that can come back from this, it is the English. A civilization that knows no aggression, but knows all defense. It is the English. So what does Beastie need to do in a situation like this? Number 1, needs to wall up. Number 2, he needs to make sure he stays away from the aggression. If he pushes out, he will get taken care of very quickly. And as long as Beastie, or as long as B is looking to capitalize, oh, this is a dangerous push, my friend. As long as B is looking to capitalize, he will very much be able to take that out. So I'm hoping at this point, Beastie looks to get some stone walls up. You can throw a stone wall down here. The problem that he's going to have, and I've just realized this, look at the spawn on this map. 1 large gold vein right here. 2nd large gold vein over here. Both of the gold veins are on B's side, or at least this one, technically it's on Beastie's side, but when it's locked behind such an easily wallable position, it really feels like it's not your side. On top of that, there's also the small gold vein here as well. So that's a lot of gold that's right there. Now, interestingly, B is on gold heavily. Now, obviously he was 2TC. I'm curious whether his traders are still on gold. Because remember, the difference with French trade is that you can actually change the resources that your traders bring in. Now, keep in mind, in addition to tier 1 traders, or sorry, tier 1 upgrades, tier 2 upgrades also provide a free trader. So now we see B receiving more free traders. Obviously, he had to pay for the techs, and we see more techs coming through. Fertilization on the way now. But they are free. A lot of villagers out here right now. Throws down the outpost as well. Don't be surprised to see a keep or two get thrown down over in this area. Very high value area with the double gold vein. Now Beastie going to start moving out. We hear his gold has been emptied. All villagers going to be migrating towards that front position. And Beastie trying to catch back up. Now remember, once B hits that cap of around 130 villagers, it's not that he's going to stop, but it's at that point where... Wait, Beastie, don't push out right now. This is dangerous. This is really dangerous for Beastie to push out right now. Ideally, he just wants to kind of hold on for the late game. He's seeking to interrupt the trade, I suspect. And I think this is just a consequence of knowing you're playing against the trade. We talked about this earlier. You force the enemy to come out onto your side of the map and attack you. Numbers here, not the best for Beastie. 22 veteran spears. If we compare that to his opponent, 16 veteran Royal Knights. Ideally, you'd want a 2-to-1 ratio on spears. So, still going to need to work a few more into it. He's picked up +2 on his upgrades. Nothing on the melee, but doesn't really make that big of a difference. Adding in more spears, adding in the crossbows as well. I like the crossbows. That's going to make a difference. But he doesn't have enough to actually one-shot the enemy knights just yet. Another counterattack. Going to get repelled. Look at this. Beastie just on the ball down here on the south side. But now, once again, for the third time this game, we see B approaching Beastie from behind. And look at this, once again. B falling back with his traders. Beastie doesn't see the traders. He's still wondering at this point, where is the trade? He hasn't killed a single trader. Only 2 workers have been lost this game. And now at this point, Beastie's army's stuck once again. B's trapping him. More villagers coming in. He's going to wall him out. And now you got a problem, Beastie. You thought you're in paradise. He's in trouble. He's in real trouble. You can see how much he's trying to hold on. Archers going up against the archers. That's not how it's going to go down. Spearman looking to move forward here. Trying his best to hold on for dear life. Veterans, he's come through on the archers. As long as he's just trading these bad boys out 1 for 1. And we hear Arbalatrier going down with that little Pavise shield. Looking to pick up a little bit more bonus armor. And now the knights come through and Beastie's army completely crushed. Once again, 3 times this game we see that. The same time, a counterattack over on the east side. It's just a couple of spears up against a keep. I don't like your chances, I'll be honest with your spears. And Beastie is cleaned up for a 3rd time this game. This is the consequence. All of this because of one landmark. A single landmark has caused Beastie so much pain, so much anguish. That landmark is not the landmark of trade, but rather the landmark that instigates attacks. It says, hey, you need to come and attack me. It's almost like it's a troll landmark when you think about it. This landmark, it's not designed to be an economic landmark. It's designed to be a landmark that says, if you don't come and attack me, I'm going to boom. But if you just don't boom on it, well, then your enemy's stuffed. And now Beastie's in a difficult spot, but he is climbing. He's getting back into the game, and this is exactly what he needs to do. He's now managed to come back up to 117 vills, which is wonderful from his perspective, and he now starts to look for the late game, the Imperial Age. Often when we talk about these civilizations, English, French, we think about the English as a late game civilization. They've got a lot of things going for them in the late game. They've got access to enclosures, a unique technology which allows their farms to produce gold. They've got access to network of citadels, which is a bonus that increases attack speed from all units in their radius as long as there's an enemy unit nearby. Also got access to the longbowman, an incredibly strong late game unit, specifically because it only uses wood. And when gold gets dire in the late game, having that longbow on your side is extra nice. There's obviously a lot of other great reasons why the English are strong in the late game, but those are just a few. They've also got crazy good farms. Not just the gold, but also the fact they get 30% bonus So it means that your food economy is essentially 30% stronger than your enemies. Mangonel shot. It's a big one. It's a beauty off the top rope, but hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Oh, my lord. Terrible damage coming off the top rope. 3 mangonels all lining up for another shot. He gets one off. It's going to go wide. Oh, my lord, those villagers. Oh, God. You got to be careful when you're playing with mangonels because you are going to get burned. Wow, that was a close call. So now we enter this point where Beastie has managed to keep himself alive up until now. And it's not that it's hard to say this. Take a look at the military value difference between these two guys. You got 13k on B's army versus 8k on Beastie's. That's where the difference hurts. Because these spears, they look like military, right? The problem is they're 1/3 of the man that these knights are. These knights are worth triple what the spears are worth. So you got to remember when these fights happen. Yeah, sure, it might be 200 pop versus 200 pop, but it's not the same 200 pop. Another little counterattack coming through from this angle. Age-ups coming through from both players at the same time. College of Artillery coming down for B. Berkshire Palace coming in for Beastie. A landmark we haven't seen in a long time. But now the stone wall is going to start coming up for Beastie. Beautifully positioned over on this east corner. The knights constantly coming in, looking for a way to come through. Unfortunately, B, knights don't traverse particularly well down cliffs. Maybe next time, though. Age-ups coming through within 10 seconds of each other for both of these players. Elite upgrades coming through. Elite Arbaletier together with Elite Royal Knights. And all these spears just going to be going the way of the Dodo. Couple men-at-arms coming up to the north. He's looking for more traders. Traders are actually on the short route. They've actually been on the short route this whole time. How many traders has he got? He's got 9 traders. So it's not really a big deal, the fact that they're on the short route, because there's only 9 of them, but it's still 9 traders, right? Like, if anything right now, Beastie's just been like, hey man, your trade's not working down here. Oh yeah, thanks. Let me fix that up. Hopefully he does fix it up, because you'd hate to think that all that trade's going to waste for the rest of the game. Mangonel's doing very well, but now the stone walls start coming up as Imperial Age is reached by both of these guys. They appreciate that the chance of run-bys is increasingly high. Look at this. We got Siege Workshops coming in. Look, I love the way that he's routed this as well. It's like, hey, Siege Workshop, can you rally to this wall and then to this wall? Really nicely done. So, 134 vills against 133. We made it to the late game. What advantage does the French have here over the English? I'll give you one word and one word only. Trade. It's the only thing that they've got going. Hold on, Beastie, get back here! Beastie trying his best to hold on. Still only the veteran spearmen. Yet to receive the Elite Army Tactics upgrade. Elite Royal Knights, which are fully upgraded with the exception of their armor, are in, like Flynn. You got to be super careful of these guys. No Elite upgrades coming through just yet. Let's check in with Beastie. He's getting enclosures, boiling oil. No Elite upgrades just yet. Struggling a little bit with the gold. Now Beastie going to have to fall back. Spearmen, once again, trying their best to get to the front. Crossbowmen moving up as well. Mango shot coming through. Springalds on the back line, not really helping out a whole lot. Knight numbers pretty solid. He could look to clean this up. Might be best to fall back, though. That keep is providing a lot of cover. And indeed, he does fall back. Mangonel shot comes through. Manages to clean up one of the archers. And Beastie repels for the moment. Needs to get that Elite Spearman upgrade. He's really struggling here. The key difference in this late game is trade. And you might not be thinking, but Drongo, trade means nothing in this late game. Hold on. We're not talking about any kind of trade. We're talking about French trade. French trade has the ability to get wood. Now, we talked earlier about the unique units of the English. We spoke about the longbowmen, the fact that they cost wood, which can be a blessing, but at the same time, it can be a curse. There's only so much wood on this map. And if we start getting the super late game, that's the resource that really matters, because I can find infinite food in my farms. I can find infinite gold in my trade, but I can't find infinite wood on this map. And that's where the difference comes, because if you got no wood, you got no spears, and if you got no spears, you got no chance against these elite knights. That's the difference. Springalds continuing to fire off. Hand cannon is now going to start coming out here from B. We're right on board with Beastie as he looks to defend in this position. Cannon coming through. Springles with their roller shutter triggers firing off. Nice range on these units. He's already picked up the incendiary arrows, despite heading into the hand cannoneers. A lot of upgrades coming through for B, but I guess he can afford it. Siege works also coming through. And we see Longbows just looking to pick up a couple of spare villages over on this west side. That's going to clean them up. Elite upgrades has come through. You can tell by that nice little helmet that they've got. It's not golden, but I tell you what, wouldn't change the outcome of that fight even if it was. East side. Villagers trying to make a sneak through. B says, not today, buddy. Not today. Get them out of here. Take them away, boys. Now, whatever happened to these siege workshops? We never saw anything out of it. Beastie going to be pushing out. How many vills is that? 31 vills on that keep. That's coming up quickly, but that gold vein, it's got 300 gold left in it. He's fighting over a gold vein that nobody needs. Nobody wants, because it's got nothing in it. How much has that second gold vein got? 3.5k, 1.8k. Plenty left in that other one. Mangonel coming across. Got to be careful. Springalds are in range. Mangonel gets a decent shot off. Chases away the enemy vills. Bit of a villager difference starting to occur right now. B sitting down on 167 pop. But we do see that Mango gets eviscerated. Where are the units for B? Looks like he's just taken a few shots to the face. Like it. Did you? How are you shooting that far? Excuse me? Is that even legal? Did anybody see that? Sir, somebody call the admin. He's using range hacks. Dude, did you see that Berkshire? You're meant to fire 15 tiles, not 50 tiles. There's a difference. Go on, do it again. That thing just sniped the knight from across the field. Speaking of snipes, though, having a little bit of trouble down here on the south side. More knights coming in from the top. A lot of high damage units in here. Springle's just sitting idly by, though, for the moment. Colv's looking to take him out, doing a great job as well. 1 for 1. Boom, boom. And a cannon's coming out as well. Knight's still doing absolute God's work on this south side of the map, though. 44 worker kills. Worker kills actually starting to even up. Beastie doing a pretty decent job here at getting back into the game. Over on the east side, though, gold is 100% secured here. Let's check in with the trader B. Still the trader B. 12 traders. He's up to 12 traders at this point, but they are on this shallow gold. But look at this. Look at this. That's a man who recognizes it's time to trade. Beastie, no sign of it just yet. Still sticking with crossbow spears. Crossbows yet to get their age up. Or to get their age up. I mean, technically, they haven't got their age up yet, the crossbows. Some call it the age up, some call it... Dude, look at this Berkshire. This range is not correct, surely. It's actually not. What is the range? 15 tiles. It says 15 tiles. Imagine if it had 15 tiles on the boiling oil. Be a lot of oil. Dude, look at it holding it down. At first, I'm going to be honest. I didn't like the Berkshire. And then Beastie made the Berkshire, and now I kind of like it. It locks down the entire west side. Like, you can't get through. Look at the range on that thing. Ludicrous. All right, well, we'll worry less about the Berkshire, more about the push that's happening right now. As B's maxed out. Cannon emplacements coming through. Beastie with 54 spears. Basically massing up spears against a whole mass of enemy knights. Spears almost fully upgraded. Yet to get their +1s, +2s, and +3s in. More spears running to the front. He's looking to try and flood. Plenty of units here. At the same time, bit of a counterattack here. More spears coming through. And we see pressure on that sacred side over on the west side. Mangonel shots, Mangonel shots. How many has he got back there? Rebolda. Oh, it's Randy. Randy, don't do him like that. Big shots from those mangoes. Look at the damage that comes through. Where's the Rebolda? There it is. Get him, Randy. Get him, boy. Get him, Randy. Do it, Randy. Do your thing, girl. Yeah, get him, Randy. Yeah. Get him, boy. That's my boy right there. Oh, I missed a good Randy. Oh, how you doing, Randy? Good to see you. Welcome back to the fight. Cleaning out all the spears on the front line. Oh, God, Randy. How I have missed you. Oh, there's nothing like the warm embrace of Randy Orton coming in off the top rope, is there? Oh, Lord. All right, west side of the map. Not too much happening over here. Let's focus in on the east side as Randy does go down. Springle's doing a decent job there. Still, these knights on the front line are just dishing out non-stop efforts, non-stop work coming out. More spears. Why does he not have +2 or +3 yet? We do see the ram upgrade coming through. Lightweight beam. Still don't know the name of that one. I probably should at this point in the meta. I probably should at this point in the meta. All right. Cannon emplacement's actually doing some pretty decent work here. Let's do a little bit of a... I want to do a bit of a status check, a status update, because Beastie's in a solid spot, right? Like, he's managed to come back in this game pretty well. He was down like 30 vils. He's now managed to take the lead in the Imperial Age. What does he have going for him? He's got the military advantage. He's got a really solid amount of spears out on the field. One thing to note, though, is he just doesn't have... He doesn't have the trade. And I don't know whether it's he doesn't want the trade or he's not going for the trade. Because he could look to secure it. The problem is, to go about trade, you need to deny it from your enemy, then you need to secure it. You could always look to secure this corner, but you're up against a keep. You're up against the person who wants to pretty much keep you out of that. So Beastie could look towards that, because what you will find as an English player, and this happens to all English players, whether you're bronze, whether you're Conqueror 3 with 800 points over the top of the Conqueror 3 barrier, you end up having 25,000 food and 0 wood and 0 gold in the late game. It happens to all of us. Man, look at the cannon emplacement. It's actually doing so much work here. Looks like the market is going to be going down. Beastie doing a really good job of diving this. Takes out all of that. So where are the traders? Don't tell me the traders are... Dude, are these traders really back here on this gold again? Excuse me. Excuse me, B. Did you not have these markets like 7 minutes ago? I'm pretty sure that you did. All right, so earlier we spoke about army value. This idea that even if you've got more population, it doesn't necessarily mean you've got a stronger army. Take a look. Take a look at the army value difference here. B right now with triple the army value over Beastie. Now, granted, a lot of that is siege. 3 Culverin, 2 Randys, 3 Randys, and a lot of knights. That is where it starts to get painful for the English in the late game. Because English in the late game, you want to play spear longbow the entire time. And why is that wall still open? That wall's been open for a long time, I think. You want to play spear longbow. I mean, ideally you want to play spear hand cannon if you can afford it. But this is not one of those situations where Beastie can afford it. Villager does go down eventually. Poor little guy. So nice little raid attempt. Going to be sieging down a couple of farms back here because wood is going to be the resource of choice. Knights coming through on the front line. Knights doing a curious little run by here. Just trying to work out how to get through this wall. Don't worry, we'll get it eventually, guys. Good force back by Beastie. And so where does the fight go from here? Where does he... If I'm Beastie in this situation, I'm looking to try and deny this corner, but at the same time get control of it so that I can start building trade. Because the one problem that you run into in the late game as the English, as I mentioned before, is just lack of secondary resource. Oh my god, Randy! Oh, don't do him like that. Oh, don't do it like that, Randy. That's the new Randy Orton sound. Hand cannoneers. Longbows actually do very well against the hand cannoneers. Just because they can kite them. They can pick them off. And Beastie... defending this segment of wall with his life. Incendiary arrows finally coming through now for Beastie. Glad he's picked that one up. He's noticing a huge increase in his damage. And B just doing a great job of just holding down the middle. Take a look at this. 75% of the map is B's. Compare that to Beastie. He's got barely 25%. He's trying his best to hold on in this corner of the map, but he's going to start running thin on resources soon, if he hasn't already. Villagers completely exhaust the wood wall down on the east side. First forest is taken. Second forest is gone. Third forest completely empty. He's now moved on to the straggler forests, if you could barely even call it that. Now going to start expanding out towards the middle. This is the part of the game that starts to get really hard for the English. The longer this game goes on, the better it gets for the French, which is somewhat weird, isn't it? Because on one hand, you're like, well, English is the S-tier late-game civilization compared to the French. Yeah, it is. As long as the French doesn't stall out the game. If the French player stalls out the game, manages to hold on, then all of a sudden they become a king in the late game, because they're not just carrying gold with their traders, they're also carrying wood or food. Normally it's not food because you can get your food from your farms. That's exactly what the plan would be. So we can see he's picked up all of his farming upgrades. Now Beastie going to be pushing through, looking to try and take out some of this production here. The keep going to be under pressure. A lot of units, maximum upgrades through for B. I love it. Beastie's still yet to pick up +2 on his melee infantry. The unit that he's been using all game. Actually, no, I take that back. Why is it not showing? Oh, it is. No, it's he's got elite army tactics, so it should be +5. But it's only +3. So here, you can see he doesn't have decarbonization yet. Spearman coming through, looking to try and run those longbows around from the top. I like that play. Oh my God, Randy! Off the top row! Did you guys see how many spearmen they just took down? Oh, in one shot. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, I didn't think I'd see the day. Randy Orton returns from the ring. What's that quote about? Hell off the top of the cage? Something. There's a meme, some sort of meme. I know that there's some sort of meme out there about someone dropping somebody off the top of the cage, hell in a cell, something like that. The push continues. All 3 sacred sites are now taken. Beastie needs to do his best to combat this. Sacred site number 1, pretty well defended. Sacred site number 2, definitely the most open. And sacred site number 3, not really challenged at the moment, but there are units out here looking to dish out damage. We hear that bombard firing off. We're right on board with B as he looks to defend up against the trade, and there's a trade attack coming through. I didn't even see this. All the traders getting taken out before they reach the trading post. Beastie doing a wonderful job. Look at this. The worker kills. I didn't even realize. Beastie is in the trade. This is a great way to stop your enemy. We talked about it before. The longer this game goes, the better it gets for B because they have this trade. But if you get into the trade line, if you're able to take out the traders, then it all changes. The difference is, look how many markets he's got. He's got 4 markets sitting here. They've all got traders in queue. And it means that at the end of the day, even though he's losing traders, he's still generating them back. And these attacks that come through, you know, at the end of the day, you get 1 attack through. Sure, you take out 10 traders, but you're going to need to get a lot more attacks through if you want to actually hold that. Army value looking pretty even now. 15k versus 13k. And now things are starting to even out once again. It's the classic case of best civilization late game versus worst civilization late game. But the tables turn. When the English player runs out of resources, the French becomes the king of the late game. But you're not going to be playing every single game to that point. All 3 sacred sites are held for the moment. And this one that we initially determined was probably too well defended is now under threat. It wasn't being neutralized for a moment there, but then all of a sudden it was. I don't know what was happening there. That was a bit weird. I think there might be a bug. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember seeing this. Nice little counter walls coming in from Beastie. So for anybody wondering, the reason why Beastie is putting these palisade walls down here, it's to block any re-wall attempt from B across here. And just by doing this, he's being very annoying. Because you have to clear out all 3 segments of these walls. Really, really difficult to do. You can do it, it's just annoying, that's all. And Beastie now, once again, looking to shut down trade. So many elite spears back here. 36 elite spears. I love the hand cannoneers in the back. That's really what makes the difference. These hand cannoneers are going to... He doesn't actually have chemistry through yet. So missing out quite a bit of damage there. He's got 8 hand cannoneers, I think. How many hand cannoneers? 8 hand cannoneers. Oh, that's a lot of Randys, though. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, he's just going in with only the siege. He should be able to clean it up. More units getting taken out on the backside. Hand cannoneers looking to follow through. All of the markets get taken out. Now, B could look to put a market down in this corner. That's exactly what he's done. Wouldn't be surprised if he starts trading to that corner. The consequence of having 75% of the map is that, well, you can do a lot with it. And that's exactly what happens here. Now, Beastie looking to expand out towards the stone. Randy from the depths. Hell in a cell with the chair right now. Don't do it to him, Randy. Look at him go. Look at him go. Get off my brother. Oh, no, dude. Oh, I love this unit. We need more of this unit. There needs to be a game mode where there's just Reboldaquins. Only Reboldaquins. It's Reboldaquin Wars. They just killed like 36 spears by themselves. Oh, my lord. Randy, you're the hero we don't deserve. Oh, you're such a champion. What an absolute godsend this unit is. All right, so 2 of the sacred sites taken. Or rather neutralized. There you go. Beastie feeling good about himself now. Getting back in the groove of things. Trade has been opened up over on that east side. We can see those traders now in full swing. I'm checking in on these traders, and you can see all of the spears going to be spotting them out. He's not going to be looking to dish out too much damage. He's actually got an intercept running through, about halfway through. Now we see those spears. I don't know where they're heading. Let's have a look. He's heading right into the corner. And Beastie just pushing up all avenues right now. Let's right on board with him. You can see the minimap. It's just littered with units, with outposts. Another marker going to be coming up in that corner as well. There is just non-stop action all over this map. Roboldiquin's running around. Randy Orton just trying to get off the top rope from people. And the spear's now going to start working on sieging down these markets. Lumbercamp does actually spot out the market on that east corner, so he could look to attack it, and we do see the counterattack coming through. Expect to see Beastie throw down a couple of palisade walls right through the middle here as well. Exactly like he did over on this west side, and look at this, another counterattack. Beastie all over the shop right now. This is where it gets so difficult for B. Beastie's just on so many different fronts. This is where you're going up against the best player in the world in his prime, in his favorite time of the game, the late game, baby. Exactly where you want to be. My main concern still is just that wood. Wood is going to be the primary resource here that we've got to worry about. But you can see, Beastie, 15k food in the bank. He doesn't need it. Look at the Roboldiquins just dishing out so much damage to these units. Throw a couple of villagers on them. There's no way they're going down. Wall gets secured, but the spearmen get through. Spearmen and those longbows making it through. They've managed to make their way up towards this line, the trade line. Coming all the way back. How many traders are we talking about here? Total of 36 traders, 37 traders active. 4B. That's what's keeping him afloat in this game. He's still got a fair bit of resources in the bank. He's maxed out at the moment. Where are those units, though? A lot of these are horsemen and knights. And look at... Oh, my lord. He's literally running 6 Roboldiquins. This is the Roboldiquin strategy. The Roboldiquin strategy that no one ever accounted for with the French. I'm speechless. I didn't think I'd see the day. It's beautiful. And in the same way, it's kind of scary. Don't. Look. Oh, they're all dead. They're all dead. He killed them all. He killed them all. He's killing them all. Look at the Roboldiquins go, dude. This is the time. This is the time right now. This is it. The Roboldiquins are rising. Raise your Roboldiquins if you haven't already. I'm sure they're already quite well arisen at this point in the game. How are the numbers looking? Beastie, 200 population, maxed out, 15k. Now, I know a lot of people would be looking at the score and like, oh, Drongo, the game's already over. Bro, the game is nowhere near over. Like, resources spent is what is going into this score. I assure you that this score is not relevant at all. You got to judge the players based on their positions rather than their scores. The one thing that B has got going for him, and we've said this all game, it's trade. He has got infinite resources. Whatever he chooses, whether it's wood, whether it's gold, he's got it in his pocket. Get him. Get him, boy. I know you want to get him. Hit him, Berkshire. Why aren't you hitting them? Stop hitting yourself, Berkshire. Oh, no. Oh, no. All the siege is just sitting here. Quickly. Get inside. So much siege, though. Look at this. Just random cannons and culves sitting out here. Knights do fall back. All the Springalds survived. And now another counterattack on this south side. He wants to get through. Beastie's completely walled off. He's completely walled off the corner. Now going to be start taking the wood up here. That's how badly he needs this wood. You can see him in the middle here. Now the villagers turn and look to take out the enemy hand cannoneers. We're right on board with Beastie as he continues trying to split the enemy as much as possible. So many Roboldiquins on the field right now. 6 Roboldiquins. Technically 1 Roboldiquin and 5 Royal Roboldiquins. Do the French get... Oh, they do too. So that's the difference. More stone wall attempts coming through here. Not going to be successful though. Does run through. But the keep should be able to hold it down. And now Beastie turning his attention towards the center. I'm loving these attacks from Beastie. Honestly, it feels like I'm watching a campaign. The way he attacks one angle at the same time attacking his second area. The third area up the middle. Now the spear's going to be looking to head into unknown territory. Little do they know, someone is waiting in the wings. It's Randy. Springalds looking to fire down upon them. Culverin not actually doing anything there. Both of them getting taken out. Look at the Springalds coming out from Beastie. Dishing out huge damage there. Oh my god, the Reboldaquins killed the Culverin, I'm pretty sure. He's going to have to fall back, though. The spears are way too strong. More knights coming in over from the west with more Reboldaquins to back them up. This is the ultimate late game composition. Reboldaquin Knight. I don't think I've ever seen this before. He's got another Reboldaquin out. He's making more Reboldaquins. Stop making Reboldaquins. I've had too many Reboldaquins for breakfast today. How many traders are we talking here? 52 traders. That is a huge amount. One thing I would love to see for Beastie is just a whole bunch of markets thrown down. Put a market down in the corner here. Burn your way through these walls and get yourself some trade going yourself. Beastie now with the counter-offensive coming in. A lot of vills being pulled for this. Doesn't look... This is what I was warning about. This is what I was warning about. 0 wood in the bank for Beastie. Only 400 gold. This is the problem that you get English ultra late game, because now how do you deal with all of these knights? How do you deal with the knights? There's no answer because all of your spears are dead. And now the problem is you're pushing up the middle. Your enemy's got complete trade control at this point. Knights will clean everything. The Reboldaquins in the rear. The ultimate late game combo. You never thought you'd see it from the French. You thought it would have been the English. You thought it would have been the Malians. But no, today you see it from the French. And I think we've seen something revolutionary. Beastie going to look to try and challenge once again over on that east side. Spearman running through. Trying to keep his head above water. But he's starting to fall. Starting to dwindle. In that population. Look, 175 now. Looking for elite men-at-arms as well. Men-at-arms definitely a unit that synergizes really well with the late game economy from the English, just because you're getting all that food and a little bit of extra gold from the farms. Not a whole lot. Just a random cannon slowly pushing in. Beastie's numbers looking solid here. Double the military population at the moment. But remember, when it comes to army value, there's a stark difference between the two. Beastie cleans up the front. Still attacking over on the east side. How many traders are we on for B? It's just a non-stop battle between these two. And once again, Beastie makes his way back towards the traders. He always finds a way. Where there's a beast, there's a way. Look at the minimap. Look at the attacks that he's got going on here. Attacking in 3 different locations on this trading line. Expanding over towards the west at the same time. Where does he go next for wood? So he's got a little bit of wood left here. Can't take this. This has been completely mined out, chopped out. There's a bit of wood here, bit of wood here. Can go up here. Not a whole lot, though. He's going to go on his enemy side of the map. And that's where it gets really difficult. Stone walls coming into the middle. Beastie looking to throw down a couple of aggressive stone walls. Get on top there, get the longbows up, get the hand cannoneers up, and then at least they're not going to be dying. Very smart move from Beastie to do that. As long as he can get it up. Throws down the gate immediately as well. All he needs is this gate. Once this gate gets up, you can throw those units up on top. Then they're alive. He can keep them alive for a little bit longer, but then they're a little bit exposed to mangonels. Battering rams over on the west side. Non-stop action throughout this game. We've got that random battering ram Reboldaquin cannon combo coming through. The keep is down, so should be fine here. Looks to get all the ranged units on top. These guys get an increase to their range as well. Remember, they're up to 9 tiles of range now. Able to really pick off a lot of these units. Remember, you got to hold position with these guys, though. You can't be focusing down units. If you do, they'll get off and start walking. Reboldaquin. In the depths of the night, in the shadows of the night. Fire, Reboldaquin. It wasn't as good as I thought it could have been. He wasn't firing. It looked like he was stuttering a little bit. Poor Reboldaquin. Oh. Gets a couple, takes him with him to the grave. Royal Culverin looking to tee off on these units. That's actually an interesting way of dealing with them. Not a lot of damage, though, coming out on them. 52 health. Looks like the bombards are just going to be working it down instead. Definitely the right decision. Takes down the whole thing. And now it opens him up. And Beastie getting collapsed on. Knights from the north. Knights from the south. Knights from the east, from the west. Beastie in trouble. Look at the resources in the bank. 200 wood, 200 food, 12,000, oh, sorry, 200 food, sorry, 200 wood, 200 gold, 12,000 food. And once all of this dies, Beastie has to head back to the drawing board. He's only making men-at-arms. It's all he can afford. Men-at-arms and horsemen are the only things he can afford at the moment. Hasn't made a single stable all game, though. He's not going to start making it now. All of these villages are going to get completely destroyed by these units. And the force keeps on happening. Reboldaquin's moving back. It's the ultimate late game composition. Reboldaquins, and Beastie taps out. It's going to be GG with B winning an absolute banger of a match. Fellas, if you've enjoyed this casted game, make sure you go check out Beastie. Make sure you go check out B. I'm going to leave links in the description to where you can watch them live. What an absolute game. And we have just seen an incredible late game composition from the French. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.